Today I'm going to show you a simple framework to write a review article that looks credible and reads clean. We'll cover 3 things: how to choose the correct type of review, how to build a focused question and search plan, and how to synthesize papers into themes with clear tables. This is designed for allied healthcare sciences, so the examples will be mixed across epidemiology, clinical lab, and nutrition. A review article is not a collection of paper summaries. It's a structured summary of existing evidence to answer one focused question. The most common reason reviews get rejected is the topic is too broad, and the writing becomes a long introduction. Your value comes from synthesis, meaning you combine findings, explain differences, and clearly state what is still unknown. There are 3 types most allied health scholars use. Narrative reviews are expert overviews organized by themes and mechanisms. Systematic reviews are method-heavy, with explicit inclusion criteria, screening, and usually PRISMA flow. Scoping reviews are used when the question is broad and you want to map what exists, like categories of methods or mechanisms, rather than estimate an effect size.
Use this quick decision rule. If your goal is to explain concepts, mechanisms, pathways, or clinical significance, choose narrative. If your goal is to estimate something like prevalence, risk, or intervention effect with high credibility, choose systematic. If your goal is to map the research landscape, such as all antibiofilm mechanisms studied so far or all instruments used in a field, choose scoping. This is the make or break step. Use a simple structure: population, condition, context, and an outcome or mechanism. Then add a boundary like the method used, a time window, or the setting. For example, instead of HPV in India, narrow to high-risk HPV prevalence in Indian women using PCR-based molecular studies, 2015 to 2025. Instead of probiotics and Acinetobacter, narrow to lactobacillus metabolites and antibiofilm mechanisms against Acinetobacter in vitro. If your aim sentence cannot fit in one line, your topic is still broad.
The topic is narrow, converted into a clear review. Question for intervention questions. Use PICO. Population, intervention, comparison, outcome. For prevalence or exposure questions, use PO. Exposure, outcome. For scoping, PCC. Your collation decides your search keywords, inclusion criteria, and table columns. If the question is vague, everything downstream becomes messy. Even for a narrative review, keep a method trail. You must mention where you searched and when you last searched. Use 2 or 3 keyword blocks: condition, population, or setting, and outcome or method add.
Mesh terms if using PubMed, but keep it simple. Then define inclusion and exclusion criteria early. Examples include study design, language year range, adult versus pediatric, or molecular methods like PCR. This is what makes your review defensible during peer review.
After searching screen titles and abstracts, then go to full text. Now do the step most people skip. Organize papers into 3 buckets. Core papers directly answer your question. Support papers explain biology mechanisms or standard methods. Context papers include guidelines, India-specific policy or background prevalence. Then extract key fields into a simple table. Once extraction is done, writing becomes assembling themes rather than struggling with PDFs.
Here's the writing structure that works consistently. Introduction sets the problem and why your review is needed now. Methods describe search and selection. The central part is the synthesis, which should be theme-based, not paper by paper. Limit yourself to 3 to 5 themes. For example, in a prevalence topic, Theme 1 is overall prevalence patterns. Theme 2 is genotype distribution. Theme 3 is geographic and methodological variation in a lab topic. Theme 1 is metabolite study. Theme 2 is antibiofilm mechanisms. Theme 3 is assay models and limitations. Then in discussion you do 3 jobs. Explain why results differ, show implications for practice or research, and state the gaps clearly.
To make the review look publishable, create 2 simple tables. Table 1 is your search and inclusion criteria snapshot. Table 2 is your study summary extraction table. If it's systematic, add PRISMA flow. If it's narratives, add a concept map, not the research gap sentence. Use this structure. Most studies focus on X, but few address Y and Z context using comparable methods, so evidence remains unclear about W. Homework for day 1 is simple. Write your 1-line aim and list 6 keywords. Once you have that, the rest becomes a workflow.